You have been announcing her birthday for a while now. It seems like you're dreading it. I don't know.
No, I'm just,
Did he have big plans for today?
time goes by so quickly. We're gonna throw her a party. We're gonna get
Really?
some dog bone stuff for her, and
We are gonna throw her a party?
my
Yeah,
family
where's
is gonna celebrate it all together.
that is weird.
Obviously not as big of a dog fan as we are.
When was the last time you celebrated Rick's birthday?
Yeah, yeah, he's gonna be, yeah, that's a problem. Um,
Yeah, he gonna be upset.
Rick, I, he's already 11 years old. Like, his birth,
So
Yeah,
his time isn't worth it?
celebrate. You really ought to celebrate that he's even alive.
Yeah.
Really ought to be marking that occasion.
well, so I don't know exactly when his birthday is. Maybe we can just have the birthday for both of them on the same day every year.
Hey, that'll work. It's not like they know.
Yeah.
Point again.
Well, I don't know what's going on with the chat on the site.
I see.
I mean, why are you even using the site?
I tried to get you to help me download HexChat, and you don't.
It's on the F drive.
You're really busy.
It's on the F drive.
Yeah, there's a place on there. I can show it to you after the show. John.
Thank you, Michael. If you're not so busy swamped with tickets, I'd appreciate it.
Thanks.
Is there a show?
Hmm? Oh yeah, we should probably do an opening. Welcome everyone to the Foolish Tech Show. We've been talking for a little while, but we are here mainly to provide support and answer any questions about our products and services. If you have any of those, jump over to our IRC chat. It looks like today, though, you're going to have to use an IRC client because something's going on with our Mibit setup. So I'll have to look into that after the show. Otherwise, we'll talk about stuff, I guess. And each of our opinions is of our own and not reflective upon the company we work for. Unless we have someone on that's reflecting the company that they work for, then that's a different story. But
Yeah, if they wanted to connect with their own IRC clients, they would connect to irc.foolishit.com. Is that correct?
Yep.
And it's Foolish Tech Show, the channel. Yeah.
Yeah. The stuff is all on the foolishtechshow.com, where you could join it through Mibit, but for some reason Mibit's not working. Is Mibit working for anyone else? I would assume not, since no one's in the chat.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Oops.
We have two people in. Shook and Brian.
Yeah, I think I've talked to Shoot before, and oh, Brian Mitchell says he's using the Mibit thing. He was able to get on. Maybe it's just something here. We got all kinds of filters and stuff. He said there was trouble at first.
Hey.
Trouble at first.
Trouble ahead. Trouble.
Brian! Howdy.
So I saw this yesterday, but I didn't bring it up because we were so enthralled with everything, and because I had a major headache. But this is interesting use of the blockchain. Walmart uses it for food unsafe, or getting unsafe food off the shelves.
Yeah.
So they're going to use blockchain technology to track their food, I guess.
I was a little unclear on exactly where the blockchain part of this was coming in for them. I didn't quite understand that. Maybe I just need to reread that again, but I mean, are they looking at the transactions of like a transaction being when it enters or leaves a certain. I just maybe I just.
Well, the first thing they're tracking is both pork in China and a packaged product item in the U.S. They were not very specific about it, so they're only checking 2 things, and as long as everything goes smoothly, then they may use to move it from more items. But I guess I don't really. They say here that they'd be able to identify troublesome food and yank it within minutes. And I guess their biggest thing is that there's no easy way for unscrupulous suppliers to alter the info.
That's interesting. Okay, well maybe we'll hear a little bit more about the implementation, or maybe it's a trade secret for them. Who knows? Did you see that the story about that site I posted there?
Yeah, why did you call it a creepy site? It just tells you
Yeah, everything the
websites and
browser.
track.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it can be creepy for people who aren't aware of some of these things, but it's good to know. But it's a little bit creepy if you listen to the voice on the other end of it. I listened to it a little bit this morning when I woke up, and and it was kind of cool at first, and then kind of
It's
creepy.
not AMSR or anything.
No, no, no. ASMR, no, no. It has nothing to do with
No,
that.
it's definitely not that.
No, no. But it is good. This is something that you might use as a
There's
tool to
the full
demonstrate.
article for it.
Cool. You may use it to demonstrate to your customers out there, the issues with privacy and websites. I think it could be used in an educational manner for customer, enlightenment.
Oh, fair warning, that link has a auto-playing video on it. Button.
But anyway, so there's that. Now we were talking about, I believe we were talking about Chernobyl recently, weren't we?
Yeah, yeah, when they're building that new shield.
Yeah, the shield. So this article is not about that, but there is mention that the shield that they're building is about 1.6 billion dollars. They call it a steel-clad arch. But the exclusion zone, the 1,000 square mile zone outside of Chernobyl or surrounding Chernobyl, is going to be apparently used by Chinese firms for solar power technology. So,
That site's awesome, man. It took the subject 7 seconds to click the button fast for the first time. That is faster than most others. That site's awesome.
It's kind of funny and kind of creepy. Because it does, yeah, it keeps track of some things you may not immediately be aware that it's keeping track of until you spend a little
Subject
bit more
has
time
double
with it.
clicked button for the first time. Subject has triple clicked button for the first time.
I can't click on the link because I just got in the chat.
Oh, that's terrible.
So, I found some interesting.
It wouldn't be
news
as creepy if
things.
they didn't say that
Okay.
subject has. Subject logged in at 10:45 during office hours.
So,
Please turn on your sound. No, thank you.
no, thank you. Yes. This was a cool video. I don't know if you've seen this one, but there's a couple cool parts in it. Just watch it. It's
Yeah,
about
the backyard scientist.
yeah. He does a lot of these things?
He does a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I could maybe need to watch him a little bit more. I remember.
Talked about him a lot on here.
Yeah, I know. I've seen his face a bunch, but oh! And what about this one? Drones may assist with your
Thanksgiving.
yeah.
I would have played that a little bit better. I mean, that's a pretty big one.
What do you mean?
Like, are you going to be seeing all of your family this weekend? Do you want a really awesome way to show off your new drone, but you can't get outside? Well, here it is. Help with
Well,
Thanksgiving dinner.
well, yeah. No, I mean that's why I posted it. I don't have a drone, so I'm not going to be doing this. But you certainly, if you're visiting any family, I think you could do something cool. Um, but it sounds like it looks dirty. I don't want to dirty my drone, if I had one.
I don't think it's that dirty. It's not that messy.
And
I mean,
really, were the blades designed to do that type of work? I question.
I don't know. Ask Johnny. She's been hit with it dead on.
What?
That's
The
he's looking.
drone is the drone designed to chop lettuce?
I can't.
Sounds like it'd be a joke.
Is the drone designed to chop lettuce
No.
or turkey? And this is based off when it hit you directly? Or actually you moved into it?
It really did hit me. It hit my finger.
You're muted if you're talking to us, Nick.
I don't understand how I'm muted.
I said Nick.
Oh.
Okay.
Now you're not.
So were you saying she was a chicken or a turkey?
Oh.
I'm probably both.
She's a jive turkey.
So, this is the only way to play Doom. Honestly, you should go watch that video.
I just like how Doom can be played on everything.
On everything, I know that is amazing. But
What are you doing today?
but I can
I'm
actually-
seeing if I can play Doom on this.
But I mean, I can actually. It's bringing back memories, even as little as I can see of it.
In-car dashboard.
Yeah.
Um,
Look, I got a rear view camera for my car, but it plays Doom.
So, I also saw this guy, which I thought was impressive. 0 to 60 in 2.7 seconds, or 0 to 62, I should say, in 2.7 seconds. That's pretty fast.
You
And
couldn't have shaved that down to 60 and another point something.
well, they do it in kilometers over there.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've never
Well,
heard of. Excuse me. Go ahead.
Nothing.
I've never heard of this company. Is it Next EV? I've never heard of the car, but apparently it's breaking all the records. It could almost do a quarter-mile stretch in 10 seconds, almost. It does it in 10.1. But those numbers, I'm not a big car guy. Tank, you might be able to clarify, but those numbers are pretty darn impressive, aren't they?
Tank, are you a big car guy?
I like cars. What was the 0 to 60 again?
The 0 to 60 in 2.7 seconds, I believe.
Yes, that is very fast.
Yeah. It's actually 0 to 62, so this was 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 2.7 seconds.
And going around the Nürburgring in 7 minutes and 5 is also extremely fast.
Yeah, I didn't even know what that was. I'm
The
assuming
Nürburgring is basically the world's biggest test track. It's about 13 miles long. It's in Germany. It's from like the 1920s or 30s.
Oh, wild.
Almost all of the world's sports cars are tested there
Mm.
and developed there.
So this car cost $1.2 million to build. That's any idea. Apparently, there's only going to be 6 cars, and they've been purchased by the company's founders. Wow. Okay, that's weird. They're expecting them to build a mass produced model, but it looks cool, don't you think? The way
It's a
they made it?
good-looking car.
Yeah. Yeah. Cars don't usually impress me much, but
How
those
did they
numbers
do
and
that?
that design is pretty impressive.
They're building 6 $1 million cars, but they already purchased all of them.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
We built them, but we're keeping them for ourselves.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Hey
it's
guys,
to test.
check out our awesome car we're building. Nope, you don't get one.
Well, like I said, they're going to release the one that's going to cost a little bit cheaper, and they're going to mass produce it. And these were the prototypes, I guess, if you will. I guess I can understand it in that sense, but to make this type of announcement, it does kind of make them seem a little bit like jerks, or Um,
That's just more they built it just to show they could.
well, this is a new company, so I mean, or it's a relatively unknown company. So, and from China, I think, and I believe this. I mean, that could be an effective way to get their name kind of on people's tongue, in people's mouths or whatever. You know what I mean? Um, but wish them well. It sounds like it's a success. Sounds like they achieved their goals.
Yay.
I've got some more. Did you hear about? Okay, so you know, I'm a huge fan because of some health concerns about nutritional information being prominently advertised on food and in fast food places and in restaurants, so that consumers can make a more well-informed decision about what they're putting into their bodies. Um, Chipotle apparently sank to a new low now, in my opinion, with this type of thing. And so they're basically advertising this uh, chorizo burrito that they've got, and it's the 300 calories is boldly claim on the side 300 calories. The 300 calories is one serving. One serving. If you were to actually consume the entire burrito, which I don't know. I'm pretty sure most consumers would believe that 300 pertains to the entire burrito, but it would basically be 1,055 calories, which, as most of you know, is more than half of your um, standard diet per day. It's usually considered to be 2,000 calories is the standard diet. Uh, that's type of false advertising, in my opinion, is criminal. Um, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but there's nothing on that sign, even in small print, that says per serving or single serving size or more the weight measurement, and I it's horrible. It's horrible. And there's been
Is
so
that
many.
bad for a burrito?
I mean, it's a pretty big size. But I mean, look.
Well, no, I mean, how many calories it has is bad for
I mean,
size?
a thousand over 1,000 calories in any one meal to me is pretty crazy. Like, so, for instance, a McDonald's, like a large combo of like a double quarter pounder, one of their larger meals, combo would come in to something like 700 or more calories. Maybe maybe a little bit more, but not that much. Um, and you know, I again, I just at least McDonald's has the numbers where they actually are for the meals, not 300 calories or something that's over 1,000
Like, how
calories.
much is a burrito at that other place, Welcome to Moe's?
I don't. You'll have to look that up. I don't
That's
know.
the same style burrito.
I mean, look. I mean, if you truly want to eat 1,000 calories, that's your privilege. Just let them advertise 1,000 calories down there, not 300 or 1,055 to be exact. For somebody like me, for instance, I would have way miscalculated what amount of insulin to take for that meal, causing drastically high blood sugars for me. And actually, depending upon my ability to know that it was going up and react to what was happening, it could even be potentially life-threatening. and none of those marketing guys seem to consider any of that. Oh, you're just putting a number on a sign.
Moe's has a
That's-
really nice nutritional thing. And Brian Mitchell says that he believes it's supposed to be just the meat. That's how much just the meat calories are.
Gosh. Okay. Well, again, I don't know anywhere else. McDonald's doesn't advertise just what their meat calories are inside their burgers.
Is
That's because
that
McDonald's doesn't put meat in their burgers.
That's true. That's very true.
All right. Well, I don't know. I mean, I'd love to be, point out to me certainly if I'm, being too hard on them or something, but I don't. Yeah, yeah, I'm in agreement, Brian. I still think it's shady of them. I think it's
Yeah,
deceiving, deceptive, and
the Moe's burrito that I get is 1,000 calories.
Okay, again, I'm not saying it's not, the argument isn't against the calories in this situation. It's against the advertisement of what that is. So it would, like I said, I'd be totally cool with them putting 1,055 calories at the bottom of that sign, and stupid consumers, if they want to eat 1,000 calories in a single meal, then they're certainly free to do that. Yes, 300 to infinity calories. Yeah, depending upon what you decide to eat on top of it. Otherwise, there's a lot better ways of representing, in my opinion, that information.
The nachos that I get at Welcome to Moe's are 1,500 calories. Is that a lot?
yes,
Jesus, Bradley,
for just nachos?
if you
Yeah.
weighed 3 times your size, I mean, it's like eating
I mean,
2 of
if you
those a
only
day.
eat that as your one meal for the day.
Yeah, if that was just the one meal a day. Most people don't do one meal a day, though.
That's what you're supposed to do if you eat that many calories.
No, I'm not even there. You may actually get into issues where people do start actually hurting their stomachs. You can overstuff a stomach to the point where it rips or tears.
Why are you overstuffing your stomach?
Well,
That's just
eating
eating
a
crap.
larger amount of calories in a smaller and smaller period of time is probably not good in that regard. I would think.
Well, Michael, your love of dogs and making Thanksgiving dinner with other things is
Uh-oh.
here.
Oh, what is this?
Because you can make your dog make you Thanksgiving dinner if you don't have a drone.
Okay, that is almost. See, I think that's cruelty. I consider that to be animal cruelty to some extent. Um,
Making
it's,
him get exercise is cruel.
no, but that dog doesn't look like it needs a whole lot of exercise.
It
It just
does.
looks
That's
hungry.
why it doesn't look like
It
that.
just looks hungry. Yeah. Um,
A lot of people at Walmart wouldn't look like they need
it's the
exercise
same.
if they were exercising.
It's the same thing. I'm against putting kids on TV too. I think parents who do that should, you know, be not
Don't
considered
put
to
your
be
kids on
good
TV.
parents. But anyway, yeah,
Man, that would make all the kids shows a lot creepier.
yeah.
Just imagine having like adults acting out like, what was that show? The Hannah Montana
But
show?
they can look. SNL does it every week, and other
Oh
comedy
yeah, and I
venues
love
do
to
it as
let my kids
well.
watch SNL.
No, but what I'm saying is adults can act as children, is where I was going with that. And
Have you
it's
seen
not
any
only
of
a time.
those shows like Hannah Montana or anything like that? It's weird to have even kids acting out those parts.
I know. That's why I disagree with that. Child Protective Services should take those kids away just as readily as they take some others away. So,
What?
um,
They're living way better than you.
look, just because a child has food in its mouth and clothes on its back, and the parents have money for toys, does not necessarily mean that child is being raised well. Okay, there's a whole lot of other areas there that need to be
I don't
considered.
think that's what Child Protective Services does, though.
Well, maybe not, but maybe they
Um,
should.
well, anyway, check out this awesome taxi. That thing looks awesome.
Um,
The first autonomous flying taxi.
that looks like a military vehicle, doesn't
It
it?
looks badass, doesn't it? Give
All
my
right.
language, but that's the only term for that.
Yeah. And so it's super stable, and I guess, and yeah, wow.
I mean, when I took a ride in it, I thought it was a little bit bumpy, but
No, but for a taxi, it has to have a comparable, convenient experience to the traditional uh, wheel non-flying variant. So that's really cool. Thanks for sharing that, Brantley. Appreciate it.
well, and since we're going to be flying everywhere, we'll have to keep up with multiple time zones. And Time Buddy visualizes your schedule across multiple time zones, which we've recently gone through multiple time zones. And I got to tell you, it is aggravating as crap to look at your watch or your phone and be like, oh, okay, it's that time, and then be working on a computer and it not be in that time. Like, I had to update my home computer's time zone to whatever time zone I was in so that my time would show correctly when I'm working.
Um, I'm not sure if you believe there's going to be um, hmm, if I traveled as much as you, Brantley, I might need that tool. But um, the VR, what do you think about that this holiday season? I thought this was interesting. So there's that creator update. Um, um, VR is going to be a big part of that, from what I'm understanding, and there's going to be a whole lot of roughly circa $300 headsets floating around from a ton of manufacturers. Um, So that's going to really reduce the cost of entry for VR, but the concern, what would still keep it high, of course, was the demand on graphics cards. I've seen a lot of tests recently for VR stuff, which means you need some pretty high-end, top of the line, talking about even potentially, the $1,000 graphics cards to make some of those experiences be, perfect without drop frames or what do they call it? Reprojection. Um, so it looks like even integrated GPUs will apparently, as long as any DirectX 12 GPU will be able to potentially take advantage of this and the other hardware requirements, a four-threaded processor and 4 gigs of RAM and USB 3 and 8 gigs in the case of Oculus. All of those things I don't think, are too crazy to ask for this day and age. I really thought this would be a bigger problem, and I'm kind of glad to see um, that's not happening. So these headsets won't require as much additional power as maybe previous ones did. So that's really cool. So I can't wait for that creator update. I hope they get that out sooner rather than later. Sounds like it'll be exciting. A lot of good benefits to general consumers out there. Um, Another kind of cool story, a sad story in some ways, but it looks like, all the recent stuff about fracking and the earthquakes, and, there's a lot of hubbub and concern about it. But apparently this similar problems have been going on since at least the 1920s. Um, so this is going back. It talks a little bit about the history of the oil, and it mentions
I
that
don't
the
think
drilling.
anything triggers earthquakes in LA.
Well, they are on the Ring of Fire, so I mean, obviously they're going to be prone to it regardless. But there are obviously man-made activities that can interfere, as we've seen, like I said, recently with the fracking and the tying of those earthquakes to that activity. It's very easy to believe that some similar techniques that were used in the big oil boom at the turn of the century there were potentially contributing to these things. Now, it's not a fact, I guess. But it's an interesting look on some older data. Um, but well, just a little read there. I like his history and oil when the West was kind of very rapidly settled, and especially the water concerns in California with their droughts have now been obviously exacerbated, but water was always a concern um, for those areas, and just recounting the expansion of water and oil in California really kind of gives you a very broad picture of what what was going on out there for a large part of the 20th century. And cool. Well, yeah, I think it's worth a read.
We gave Destiny a stress ball that's full of water.
Splat.
A splat, Johnny says. She thinks it's really weird. Like, she's like, it's a ball! No, it's not. Wait, what is this? Anyway, here's the greatest free throw ever. Did you want to see that? I know you didn't. I know you've been waiting for it.
What is that?
The greatest free throw ever. Off the top of a dam.
Okay, 593. I mean, was this just...
It's a dam free throw.
Okay, I mean, he basically just dropped the ball into the basket.
He shot it.
He did shot it. He did shoot it, but I mean, it's most of the distance was just a direct fall. Most of the distance was a direct drop.
Well, I mean, you can say that about most of the free throws.
I don't think so. When you're on the other side of the court, most of it is horizontal movement.
I'm pretty sure any parabola thing, any arch, like it's half and half.
No, that's not actually the way that works. But it depends on the angle. It depends upon the angle. But whatever. The point is that that's an exaggeration of an ability. Like if he was able to do that from 590,
so you can just do that
from 593 feet horizontally away from a basket. If he is able to make that shot, I would be incredibly impressed. I'm not.
Yeah, because the laws of physics wouldn't allow that.
Well,
can you throw a ball 593 feet away?
Again, then he's just basically manipulating, physics in this case by his positioning to.
Yeah, Michael, let's see you drop a ball off a dam and get it anywhere where you thought it was going to land.
I bet I could. I bet you could.
Let alone inside a basket. Yeah, I know I couldn't.
Look, how many? He doesn't say how many attempts it was. There's no information here.
One. There was only one attempt. Look at it. He shot it and it went in.
Okay.
Not like he practiced
That's
every
the 5,000th time. Yeah, it could be the 5,000th time he shot it. Yeah.
What are you doing today? Oh, just shooting from 3 free throws off the dam.
Man, you don't understand. They put the basket there.
Is that really a free throw?
They set it all up. Yeah.
I would think that might be a three-pointer.
I'm not a big fan of those videos like that. Show me a different video and I'll be happy to accept it. But
I don't accept that as a video.
I don't accept that as an achievement for that individual. I mean, at all.
Okay, well, also you don't you don't know like his health. Maybe he can't make a basket otherwise.
Yeah, maybe he's dying of cancer. Why are you not liking that guy achieved something when he's dying from cancer?
It's because he's jealous.
It's what I refer to as a publicity stunt.
It's jealousy, Michael.
A fabricated scenario.
Yeah,
to get
he was loaded up with sponsorships for that one.
Okay.
He's going to be world famous for throwing a ball off a dam. Here's the best stores with Black Friday deals in percentages. 'Cause who doesn't like numbers? Also, what category of things you should be shopping for on Black Friday. It looks like jewelry is the thing to get during Black Friday sales. At 65% off most of the time.
Oh, jewelry. Yeah, that's...
Computers and phones only go for about 10% of the discounts available. Toys get a whopping 28% total discounts. But toys are one of the lowest discounted items. Sam's Club is apparently very good for toys on Black Friday.
Who? Samsung?
Huh?
Sam's Club.
Sam-
Michael,
Oh, Sam's Club. I'm sorry.
Michael, expect to get Phoenix's address and actually mail it to him.
Okay, I just never had the address. I want to
Sorry about
point
the
that
phone call.
out. I've been instructed to mail it quite a number of times. I just have no idea where to send that off to.
Each time Michael is instructed to do it, he has no idea where to send it off to. He just continues on with his life. Somebody spent an incredibly large amount of time making paper boxes with Lego Mindstorm Factory.
What?
So someone set up an entire system to cut
Wow.
and fold paper boxes.
Wow.
Tiny paper boxes, no less.
Oh my gosh, they're useless. Oh, why did you spend that time doing that? Wow.
I was wondering if it was like a dad that worked at a paper box factory.
Okay, I
He
can.
was like, "Oh man, these Mindstorm things are awesome. I could completely recreate work." And the son was like,
Maybe.
"No, you couldn't." And he's like, "Oh yes, I could." He goes off and recreates the entire box factory.
I'll buy that. I'll buy that. Yeah, that's
He's
exactly
like,
how
"Look,
that could have happened.
this is what we all do when a box comes off the line. We all gather around and marvel at it."
Hey, and now I bet his kid knows how to fold a box, knows how to put a box together, and will never have problems moving or doing anything else box related in his future.
And the dad was like, "And see, this job used to be done by old Mr. Thomas, but now this robot does it."
It teaches you about automation and job displacement and manufacturing in general. Yeah, this is a great learning tool for kids. And not to mention the engineering and the Mindstorm technology, the science behind how that is put together and works. The builder idea, the builder mentality as well. I mean, these are all incredible things to impart and teach to your children. That's not good. How do I stop that?
Uh-oh.
That's gonna be on the stream.
Oh no. Everyone talk over it.
You can't help.
I'm talking over it. Stop it. Michael. Brian Mitchell was not a fan.
I'm sorry about that, guys.
Oh wow, it's really loud.
Sorry about that, guys. Oh.
Gosh, that was really loud.
Yes, it was.
It was like dun 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 dun.
You know, Android has this thing you can set up where it, turns that off at certain times of the day when necessary. Automatically, you don't have to remember.
Yeah, but that's in his Windows desktop. Be nice to have a Windows app that would shut your speakers off at certain times.
Was that the
Mm-hmm.
support chat?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, never mind.
Hmm.
Just leave that on. But you could probably turn the volume down, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how that would be possible. I guess I can mute
Well, there's a
myself.
little slider on the
I guess I can just mute myself on the.
volume icon on the bottom right of your screen. You should be able to find that.
Yeah, no, I can I can do that.
You can double click it and it'll give you a mixer, which will allow you to individually.
Yeah, but all our sound is coming through this. Yeah, I guess you could just.
I mean, I could have muted everything, yes, and yeah.
But you could just turn down
And your
Chrome.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then remember to turn it back up.
Volume mixer.
Oh yeah, good point.
I started that out really sarcastic, and then.
Yeah, I guess I could have just muted Chrome at that. Actually, what the hell? Oh, I see.
Phoenix, we're using Zoho's support chat thingy. We tried something else. It was kind of aggravating and costly, I think it was as well. I forget what it was called. Fire something. What was that first chat program we used called?
I don't know.
Yes,
are you talking about Hangouts?
I didn't think we paid.
Zopim.
Oh, yeah, that thing. Actually, that was really nice.
Was it because it was too costly? There was something about it that we moved away from it. I mean, besides.
Oh, it really bogged down the website, though. I know that. But it was really nice with all of the stuff that we never set up. Like the website stuff. But
it bogged it down. So, Michael, did you hear about the feathers they found in China?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, they found feathers.
Oh, wow, that's beautifully
preserved. Really? Did they find the bird with it, or?
They did. It was 100 years old, so.
130 million.
Dang. I bet it needed a birthday
party. The fact that it had feathers is kind of significant.
Yeah, it's the oldest known find.
They didn't even think that color could last that long, they said.
Okay, yeah, because when you said that, I was like, well, they have,
Yeah, what kind of feathers? Was it like dragon feathers?
Well, I was thinking, I mean, everywhere has feathers. I mean, shoot.
Yeah, it was actually from.
You want me to show you a feather? I'll show you a feather.
Researchers from the North Carolina State University were part of it, as well as the University of Chinese Academy of Sciences and Lin Yi University. A crow-sized bird that lived in China some 130 million years ago. It's the oldest fossil ever discovered to still contain traces of these color-giving molecules.
That's a shame. It's dead.
It is definitely dead. It's way dead. But I thought it was pretty cool that they found it and still had stuff on it. I was thinking it was a dinosaur, and they were like, check it out, we found a dinosaur with feathers! But that's not, unfortunately. So in other big news, Keepass passed its security audit. We've talked about Keepass as a password manager previously, and they have been given a security audit by the European Commission EU Free and Open Source Auditing Project, EU FULSA. And it passed, so 0 critical findings, 0 high findings, 5 medium, 3 low, and 6 info. So they did pretty good. It looks like the lowest score they got was like 96%, 92%. So they were all 90% or higher. Pretty cool. Keepass is a good program.
We like it.
I thought this was a new weird utility from Nearsoft. It displays extensive information about all windows currently open on your system. I could see some malware hunting reasons for having this.
Oh yeah. See what they got.
GUI prop view is a replacement of his very old WinLister utility.
Cool.
I highly recommend everyone takes a baby with them when they go on a safari drive. Your videos can become much more entertaining for later on in life. It's pretty awesome. Michael, did you hear about this big news? Michael?
What?
Michael?
What?
Legendary Entertainment, the people behind The Dark Knight, Godzilla, Interstellar, Pacific Rim, and many others, have just purchased rights to Herbert's Dune.
Oh!
All the news is that the agreement calls for development and production of possible film and television projects for a global audience.
Okay, well, when, where, and who? I mean, yeah, okay. Well, I'm glad for the comeback.
mean,
Let's hope that they do it.
Legendary Entertainment is they're pretty good about getting stuff out. So
Yeah, yeah. If they can do it like Interstellar scale or something like that, but have a 2 to 3 hour movie, chronicling at least the first 30 books, if not more, the entire universe. It'd be a nice series too, but I kind of want a movie. I kind of want a good blockbuster movie to hit it. I mean, the original one, while I think it's great, was, I mean, it didn't do well at the box office from what I understand. So,
geez, Legendary Entertainment started off with Batman Begins.
well, those were all high-grossing films, but there's a bit more of a story, I believe, to the whole Dune thing that needs, I don't know.
The Hangover.
Yeah, I don't want Dune done hangover style. Is anybody from Futures here today to comment on this? No.
They're not.
Um,
Oh man, Dune and Hangover style would be awesome.
no. Oh, no.
Atreides, where did I leave my pants? Atreides. Oh wait, is there no Atreyu was from the other movie. It is time for a Dune movie. Oh, they did Jurassic World too. Oh, they also did Warcraft. That was not that good a movie. Oh, there's a Pacific Rim sequel coming out. That looks great. Hey, so you remember that big, massive internet outage?
Yeah, I mean the DDoS stuff. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, wasn't it Dyn Dns? Yeah.
That was one of them. Yeah.
The article talks about. Looks like Oracle may be making a move to acquire them.
Yeah, I heard about that. I was not very happy. I don't like how Oracle manages their software projects. But we'll see. Maybe they could bring something to the table there. I it's probably just it's probably just an acquisition to it's an infrastructure acquisition for their other products, I'd imagine.
Um, so we've talked about a lot about my favorite project for the Raspberry Pis being security cameras. Well, it looks like there are some other security things that I hadn't even looked into. I use number 3 Motion for most all of my Pis, and that's mainly because of Motion iOS. But otherwise, it looks like there's some other ones. Evidion looks like it might be interesting. It looks like it has a super nice desktop client and a phone client as well, which is not something that you get with other ones. You'd have to like VPN and use a web browser and things. Blue Cherry, their introduction video still frame looks really cool. Zeoma looks interesting. And Zone Minder. I'm wondering if those red things mean that there was motion detected. Interesting as well. So you might want to check some of those out. I'm sure they could all run on a Raspberry Pi, or at least most of them could. And Johnny, weren't you asking about what the difference between roads and drives and stuff were?
Yes.
So Lifehacker recently did an article on that.
Did they?
Yeah. A road can be anything that connects 2 points, the most basic of naming conventions. A way is a small side street. A street is a public way that has buildings on both sides of it. They run perpendicular to avenues. That's weird. Boulevard is a very wide city street. It has trees and vegetation on both sides, and usually a median. A lane is often a narrow road found in rural areas. What was that? Where were they found?
I can't say it.
Rural? Rural?
Never say that word. Tank can say it.
Rural?
Rural.
Yeah.
Rural.
Tank.
It's
Rural.
basically the opposite of a boulevard.
Oh.
Rural. I like hearing Johnny try to say it.
Stop. Just
I
take
enjoy
that word
hearing
out.
He like winds up and winds down.
Just
Rural.
just take that word out of all vocabulary.
Terrace is a street that follows the top of a slope.
I mean, I kind of knew some of these, but there's some good
No, you
clarification.
didn't, Michael.
Oh gosh. Terrace, I mean, really, I mean, certainly you would have known that. Where we were in Austin, or had those streets. We took a nice little detour there.
Were they terraced? Because you just called them streets.
Ugh.
I should say road because that's a generic term. That's what I should have said, road. But yeah, it's terrace.
The path in which we traveled.
So there we go.
But see, like knowing things like a place is a road that has or street that has no throughway or leads to a dead end.
Well, I lived on a place, so I knew that as well. But I didn't quite understand the difference between a place and a court. And the court now I understand ends in a circle or a cul-de-sac.
Cul-de-sac.
Like yeah.
It took you living in one of those to figure that one out?
I
I used to live in a cul-de-sac, and now I know what that one means.
I used to
Yes.
think it was a dirty word, I bet.
I
He's
thought
like,
it.
what's a cul-de-sac?
Hey,
It's
babe.
someplace in the rural areas.
So, apparently half the world will be online by the end of 2016. Who's excited?
Okay,
Oh,
just to break this
yay!
down a little bit, already 80% of the developed world, first world countries, 80% of their populations globally are already online. This is those.
So they're talking about the underdeveloped countries that don't have food and stuff. We're going to give them internet instead.
Well, I think they're talking about the entire world and those first world and underdeveloped.
Yeah, well, combined, which would include then the countries that don't yet have
I think
food.
it'd be better to send the third world countries.
Michael made it
farming
sound like
equipment
like
to
I don't
Spain.
care about the entire world. 80% of our world.
No, but the
How
figure.
Michael
Okay,
You
I'm sorry.
guys, let Tank talk.
Figure.
Go ahead, Tank.
I'm saying, instead of hooking them up on the internet, shouldn't we send them like a tractor or a backhoe, something to farm with,
Yeah,
some fertilizer?
yeah. So
Sustainable crops.
what I'm saying though is, if you're gonna, you
Not
would think,
according to Facebook.
if you just saw 50%, if you just saw that headline, you would think that, internet access has not gotten nearly as far as it has. But there is
Facebook's just trying to monetize the poor. Screw
massive
them.
I
expansion.
think that's a lot. 50%
Well,
of the
no.
world.
Have you not seen, though? These are the projects by Google and Microsoft and some other companies to basically give them cheap internet access technology, usually derived through cellular or other technology. But this is basically just setting up new markets for them, and I'm concerned that it's just going to be used for exploitation rather than, uh, for other nice purposes, like, staying in touch with family across the world. So I just I question some of those things, and I think we need to be wary of who's deploying these technologies to where and for what specific reasons, not just that, oh, it's all great, everyone's online now.
Yeah, as long as it's not Alphabet and Facebook, we ought to be all right.
Well, but see, that's the ones that are primarily leading
I
these
know.
things,
I
which
know.
is
That's.
crazy.
I know. There's a reason for that. And why do you think that is? It's not good. I know that.
Yeah, well, okay, so at least you agree on that part.
Yeah. Nope.
I don't know. I think it's fine.
I think it's crap.
Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, that's
Oh
just
yeah,
like,
I know. There's all those exploitable
Governments do
people out there.
I'll just point out that
Somebody's got to do it.
They can't get food, but they can get internet.
instead of
it is a lot easier to bring internet to people than food, and then they can learn how to hunt their own food from the internet.
it would be like replace disease and alcoholism with
It's like teaching
internet
a man to
access and
fish.
talk about our
They
Native
can
Americans.
literally go
Native
on the
Americans.
internet and learn how to fish.
Native Americans don't care about internet access. Actually, I have no idea. I'm not Native American. I can't speak for them.
Well,
But I did recently hear someone talk about
the point is, it's
for a number of years.
but you
Well,
would
the,
agree that it was exploitative what was done, to those peoples in this country, and it's the same type of things that I think are that these things are kind of talking about. They're of course painting them in the best of light, but I don't think that our cultural exportation is necessarily the best thing. Our biggest export in this country is culture, and that's a problem. We need not do that.
It looks like we're on track to end global hunger and undernutrition by 2025. So, I mean, they got that worked out.
We need to take a page from Star Trek, and this is one of the things I've always loved about them, is the quote prime directive, is that non-interference.
Where's IPS news?
No, so you're saying the prime directive applies, and we should not help people eat and stuff?
No, I'm well, not necessarily, but in some cases,
Or are you just applying that to internet access only?
Well, what I'm saying is that we need not
Yes,
interfere in
internet
every
access should
circumstance
be
in
judged
every
upon
other.
the same civilization qualities as warp technology.
Yeah.
I'm trying to turn a small thing into
Until
a
we
large,
detect the
broader
first
concept.
Wi-Fi signal, we can't make contact with them.
You're clearly not ready
That
for the
was warp.
speed of communication at this level, let alone your bodies.
Oh, this is horrible.
Was
This is
that
not where I was
warp?
gonna
Was it
go.
warp? Was that the determining factor? Warp
Yeah, they
technology?
had to independently achieve warp technology prior to being brought into
Dang, I don't
operation.
even like Star Trek, and I knew that.
Mm.
But that means ultimately that we could not just, that in that future at least, that they could not just beam down to a random planet that was suffering some natural hardship. You know, if the whole planet was melting away and blowing up,
Well, I mean, that's
theoretically,
probably fine and stuff, but it
they
is
covered
another
that in several
planet.
episodes.
You know, we're all on the same one, so.
Yeah, you know, that makes it a little
We
bit
do
more
share.
convenient
Of
to
course, if
stay
we
out of
did
the
follow
way.
your
But
prime directive, we could have a lot of land if we just waited a while. Probably.
look, you know,
So when
I
sometimes
get
the
you
just
oceans
like,
saying.
swallow
look,
up like half of the Earth, like Brantley's saying, in the next 5 years, then we'll have more land to,
we tend to learn lessons by, you
fewer
know,
people.
learning from our
Are we still
mistakes.
on the hunger thing?
Mm. We tend to learn lessons by making mistakes and learning from them, and that you know is in a if you're going to have a policy, a non-interference, you know, you're going to stay away, and a somewhat isolationist policy, um, you know, there uh, there would potentially be valuable lessons that those developing areas could potentially learn, but you know that's not very nice if you consider that people are dying and you could do something to potentially save their lives. I think that's
Well,
against what we normally would feel.
speaking of corporate entities taking over places for great purposes, um, looks like Tesla has finally fully acquired Solar City, and they've converted an island to nearly 100% solar usage.
$50 billion per year to end hunger by 2025. By the way, it's the
50 billion per year.
50 billion per year.
Hmm.
I'm not fathoming the significance of that right now, but
Um,
I don't
well,
think it's much.
you don't think 50 billion is much?
I don't think that's very much.
I mean, considering, let's see, what was that
Nine,
Facebook satellite worth?
well, that says end hunger, and then it says something about stunting with $50 billion over the next 10 years. Anyway, huh? Facebook? What?
Yeah, how much was that Facebook satellite that blew up on the SpaceX?
Oh, they put us. Oh, Oh, yeah, that was for that exploitation scheme.
I think it was only like 50 million, wasn't it?
I don't know. Really?
Um, now I can't find anything that tells me how much it was.
I quit caring about 15 seconds ago.
The rocket cost 60 million and Facebook satellite cost 200 million. So a little bit more.
Oh, you're talking about the um, wasn't who was investigating into the drone accident? Um, was it Amazon drone?
Oh no, Facebook had a drone accident recently.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. I
Yeah.
read a story about an investigation going on into that.
Well, we've made it past our hour, and I'll leave you with one last final adieu. If you have a old Apple computer, apparently they make great plant pots. I do like how they even use the mouse. But that is pretty cool, like having the things all visible.
Oh, really? Oh my. Okay. Cute.
They used one of them as a cactus.
Bonsai.
Yeah, I like how you can see the root system in that main one. That was pretty cool. All right, well, we will be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. Thanks everyone for watching.
Yeah, hopefully the chat will get resolved there, but like I said, just go to our regular pages there and join with a regular RC client of your choosing, and yeah, join us. We love the back and forth. So thank you to our few visitors today, Shuk, Phoenix, and Brian Mitchell. We appreciate it. Join us anytime. You're always welcome. And we'll see you guys at 2 p.m. tomorrow. Bye, internets.
Bye.